Well, I got friends that are into tarot, wanna know what's up and how to change it. That's the way it should be. Let's check the cards and see. Well, come take a seat and let's chat like old friends. Let's go to Nana's Corner where we're all welcome. Let's go now. Tonight's Corner.
Hello friends, I hope you are well. I hope most people got the joke that I was doing a version of Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places, and if he would like to use it on his future albums, I'm okay with that. And tonight I'm wearing my Miss Roper. Remember Miss Roper from Three's Company? This is always my Miss Roper's from Three's Company shirt. It is super comfortable, so I'm okay with that. So I love Katie Porter, so I had to give her a shout out. And another person that we're going to have to give a little shout out to is Liz Cheney. Whether you agree with her politics or not, you really have to give her credit for standing up against her own people, for putting the red line in the sand that democracy would come first, regardless of all the games they're playing. And she was playing along with them. She was a Trump fan. She sided with Trump and voted with Trump more than anybody else. Like, she had her part, but she did have this line in the sand. And if it wasn't her, who? Like, really and truly, where would we be? I don't know. So I thought Miss Liz Cheney, who, by the way, is 55 years old. I was just like, what? I'm no good at saying how old somebody is. I mean, you know, I try to go younger, and then I eventually just like, no, I'm not doing this because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I was just like, wow, she's like my age, like a couple of years difference. And she's running the government, and I'm running my tarot channel. And I also really appreciated her coming out and saying, and I want to actually read it so I quote it properly. There will come a day when Donald Trump is gone, but your dishonor will remain. That alone just tells you that she really and truly, she was doing this for the right reasons. So, as I believe Liz Cheney will be a person of history, she deserves a Celtic cross to see where she's going, where she's been, what her future is, what's going to happen with her re-election in Wyoming. I mean, there's a lot on her plate. So let's have a look and see what is her future. What is her future? Oh, hold on now. Let me just... There we go. All right. What is her... Liz Cheney. Oh, Liz Cheney got justice. First card up. This is her destiny. She was meant to do this. She's doing it for the right reasons. She's doing it to get on the right side of history. And this is really her thinking. Her thinking is, I need to allow for time to pass so that the past can be weighted, and she will be on the right side of history. This is her destiny. This is what she was destined to do. Fantastic. Going across her is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. So with the Six of Pentacles here, it is letting us know that she had to go against her party. This is her past. These are the people that she was with. These are the connections she's made. This is everything she is that she had to turn against in order to fulfill her destiny and be on the right side of history. Underneath it, we have the King of Pentacles. So with the King of Pentacles here, it's as though she's trying to figure out how to take as much as she can from her past relationships and stuff, but yet close the door and start anew. That's what's on the bottom of this. So even though she's doing this for all the right reasons, she does have a plan for herself. You know, it's like, I could benefit from this just like anybody else would do. In the past, we have the King of Cups. So, you know, she was a Trump fan. She voted with Trump more than even Lindsey Graham did. I think that, like many of her colleagues, they were willing to ride the boat, the Titanic that was Trump, or that is Trump. And this really was a case of she was willing to go along with it in the past, but when it hit that red line, she wasn't willing to go past that. So, ooh, on top of her, we got the Fool. So, sorry guys, got to give a little itch to the shingles. With the Fool on top of her here, this is new beginnings. This is her feeling the fear and doing it anyways. So she's definitely ready for a new beginning after this. In the near future, we got the Five of Cups. So I don't see a victory for her in Wyoming as it stands right now. Everything is, you know, has the ability to change. I don't see her winning in Wyoming. But it's a case of there's loss there, and she needs to take herself away from the situation, see what's left. And I think this is all to do with these new beginnings. I think there's a possibility that she might be the offshoot of the Republican Party. And I mean, I suppose the Fool is there, so she literally could just say, I'm jumping over to the Democrats. You never know. Because let's face it, if she did, she would definitely find a position. They would give her something for everything that she has done, right? Okay, we got the Two of Swords here. So she's really trying to weigh out party versus integrity. And without having to weigh it, she knew what she had to do. But she's human. It hurts. Friends have turned on her. Colleagues have turned on her. You know, masses of Republican voters have turned on her. And I'm sure that her mailbox and different things, I mean, you know, the people around her see her as the King of Wands. So you've got the Democrats who really appreciate what she is doing. You have there will be a group of conservatives that will be influenced by her and will see the strength in what she did. I think this will take time for the Republicans to see this. But she's definitely being seen by those, regardless of your party, as having strength and having, you know, the ability to stand up against everything you've known, everything that you have done because of the greater good. It's amazing when you think about it, because or maybe that's just because I have such low expectations, you know? I don't know. Okay, so, hello. We got the Hangman here. So are we looking at she's going to flip parties and go on over to the Democratic side when all this is over? Or is this her seeing things from a different perspective and being able to see the good that was in the Conservative Party so that she could take it and shine on the things that she thinks is important? Because I really get a feeling that this has changed her. She's not going to be able to go back to being this run-of-the-mill Republican. She would have to be soulless. Like, she literally would have to be soulless. Her end card is temperance. So if I was giving her advice, I would say it's really important for you to have some self-care. It's time for you to balance out, and it's going to take time to have a lifetime of thoughts, feelings, emotions, friends, and colleagues, and having to balance out what actually worked, what didn't. And this is really about like releasing your demons. So she's going to be going through a real change of life. But the beautiful thing about the Temperance card, and I don't know if you can, but do you see there's an angel there? And I truly believe that when people have had a change of mind that is so profound, that their angels and the energies and good wraps themselves around you. And if your intention is good, you will benefit. So it's truly up to her. She really could choose to start another party or flip to go to the Democratic side. I think she would find a place there. I really do. Yes, darlings. Interesting. Now I should have a, what is it? I should have a vote now and see if you think that the Democrats should or would invite Liz Cheney to their party because of what she's done. What do you think? And then 3 weeks ago, before the information came out about her stealing from her constituents, did you hear about that? That she actually stole approximately $20,000, that her 1 year of travel expenses was the equivalent of 10 years of her predecessors, and that it would have been the equivalent of going around the world. So she's got herself in some hot water with her constituents, but I just want to show you how tarot never gets it wrong. Never. There's something coming up that she's going to have legal action brought up against her. It's going to have to deal with a lot of people, group, and there's going to be some kind of legal action. And then a year ago, we did this reading. This woman's married or has children. God bless them, because she's not, she's all about this weird fear, insecurity, proving herself. That there's something negative in her past that's created this really negative entity in which she lives in to this day. So from the second video, I think you can see we were tapping into that negative past. So Boebert, between stealing the 20,000 and having your personal life come out. What's your future? I don't want anybody getting mad at me, but I really do. There's a part of me, a small slither of me, that feels bad for her, because anybody who's coming from that much hurt and pain and shame and fear, you have to have some empathy for them. You just got to. They're human, you know? So what's going to be her future? What is your future? So in the past, we have the Two of Cups. This is, I think, her husband and her kind of like starting, they're in this together. So her husband is well aware of her. Oh, Lord. Sorry, guys. Her husband is well aware of her past. He knows about it. This is something that is embarrassing her in the way that it makes her look like she's a hypocrite. It's embarrassing for it to get out to her constituents. And coupled with the stealing. But the stealing, I guarantee you, her husband was in on as well. Oh, okay, you're done. You're done. It's just well for you to get out of Dodge. Between the stealing and the news cycle that's going to be happening on you, and there's going to be more, because there's going to be more from, I think that from that first reading, we could see that there's going to be some legality. So I think that that's one, put that over here, put a pin in it. So she's going to have that issue. I think, two, the things that she has, the information that will come out, that has come out about her, although no judgments here, but within her own party and within her own constituency, that is going to cause major trouble for her. And I still think that there's going to be a January 6th connection. I know we heard rumors of her having been part of giving a tour, or maybe giving information or something. I still think there's going to be, I think the tower is just like, she just can't get away from her bad luck that's going to be happening. Oh, that's the end. You're done. That's the world. You're done, done, done. So with the Two of Cups and the Tower being close together, I just want to ask, does this Tower represent a personal loss in her husband relationship, or maybe in personal relationships? Or is this just within the Republican Party and her constituents? Wow, she's really stressed. She's really worried. She's stressed. She's worried. It's definitely a loss. I mean, nobody wants to be talked about. And I think her horror, her complete horror of having the most vulnerable thing in her life to come out. I think this is going to have major effects on her mentally. I mean, in previously readings, we said she had some mental issues. So, oh no. You know what? No, it's not a no. She's going to be going through some issues, but at the end of the day, her husband will stick with her. Her kids, she will have her family. She will have her family. Sorry, that's upside down. Judgment. There will be renewal here for her. She will face her demons. She will have the support of her husband, her family, and true friends, true family, true souls will stick with her. And with the Judgment here, I really believe in second chances and third chances. But I really believe there's a strong possibility here that this might be the blessing in disguise that happened to her, for her to go back to the family, and they'll find a way, and that she will live a more productive spiritual life because of this. I think when somebody has a past that, if you heard about it, if you heard about the obstacles they went through, you would cry for them. that is this case. It doesn't take away from any of the bad things she's done or any of the evil things she's done or the fact that she's a Trump rep, but it might give you some insight as to why. Right? So I have 2 more questions to do. One is, will the January 6th committee change the minds of any of the Republican Party? Because let's face it, you have to admit, whether you are a Democrat or not, they have been doing an awesome job of laying the facts down clearly so anybody could really get a hold of it and understand what happened. And I think they're really laying their case well. How much is that going to affect, I think the core Republicans will be the core Republicans. You're never going to get Fox News or, Ben Shapiro, any of them going against them. But you may get some of the outskirts people, maybe some of the more independent-leaning people. So let's see. Okay. January 6th. So we have the Empress. The Empress is all about start spreading the news. This is definitely getting airtime. This is definitely going to be hitting the television, the news reports. It's going to be all over the place, and it is something that will build momentum over time. So this could definitely have an effect on the coming 2022, elections happening. Ooh, death, transformation. This is going to change some people's minds, and it's going to be, it's so crystal clearly done that you understand how they get from point A, B, and C, and how Donald and all the different people fit into it. I mean, it's scary to watch it because Ivanka looks like she's prepping to go to jail, and her husband looks like he's a wet mouse who's just like, yeah. The Hermit. Oh, okay. So I think this is really positive. I think with the Hermit here that you might not see the results of this right away, but it's going to keep in people's mind. It's going to take time, but people are going to think about it. There's going to be a rebirth, a new way of thinking about it. And with the Hermit here, I think that gives even more positivity to the whole reading, because I think that there's going to be Republicans that are going to have to look at where they want to be placed in history. And even if they come to that decision, really too far after everything is said and done, better to come to the party late than not at all. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as you'd be wanting to tear them down, that's what you want them to do. You want them to come and say, hey, this is not okay. This is not the red line. We should have stuck with her when she saw the red line with Liz Cheney, I mean. So yeah, I definitely think that this is going to make a difference, but it's going to take some time. Yay, January 6th committee. So for our last reading, we're going to look into Nancy Pelosi. The question that nobody can get a straight answer about is when she plans, or if she ever plans on retiring. Now, the joke was not even her husband knows, but then there's sort of that, her husband recently had that DUI. This is the second or third one that he's had. And it's just uncomfortable, I mean, it has to be affecting her in her personal life. So, I mean, the fact that she can get out there and speak the way that she does, that takes a lot of strength, So let's have a look. Oh, sorry, I just keep having these, like, I'm trying to look past it. Shut up, Nina, so nobody will get mad at you. But I'm sorry. The fact that her husband is in for a DUI really bothers me, because he could have hurt people. He could have hurt children. He could have hurt somebody's mother, father, brother, sister. And I don't care if it's Nancy Pelosi or the Pope. That is wrong. It's just wrong. And if it happened to the opposite side, there would be a lot of talk. And it does pee me off. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about when and if Nancy Pelosi will ever retire. And it's really, really hard to, try to give times with tarot. I don't know anybody that is actually good at it. But let's have a look. Will Nancy... And I mean, for 82, hello, she speaks well, she walks well, she looks well, but with her money, So, Nancy Pelosi. Would it be bad if I said she's literally going to work till she dies? Until she takes her final steps up to meet her maker, she has no intentions on, in her mind, she has no intentions on leaving until they carry her out. Okay, so I think there's definitely something that she feels that she needs to stay and get done. I'm thinking that this is probably, pushing towards the 2022. But I think that after the 2022 elections, then 8 months, 8 weeks, 8 months after that, because she wants to see her way through them. But after that, she will leave. That's what the cards are telling me. Is this due to illness or... So, I'm going to leave it at that. It almost feels as though she'll get ill, but it'll be from her own doing, because she won't stop and take the time for self-care. She feels like she needs to do it. This is not the reading that I thought I would get into with her, or with her energies. King of Swords, a Physician, the Fool. New beginnings. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there, and that was a much heavier reading than I was expecting, but I'm going to say that after the 2022, 8 weeks, 8 months after that, she'll be looking to leave her position. So, that's gotta be it now, guys. That was a lot of reading to do, but I enjoyed it. with you. So that was a very interesting reading. I really enjoyed ourselves. Hello. How many of me are there? I really enjoyed our time together. So, as always, I have our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. And until the next time we chat, cheerio. Take care, my friends.